Hey everyone, today I want to do a little update on our big update. Hi, I'm Michelle and this is A Common Life. And as you can tell, my voice is really not here today, but I didn't have any content going up on my channel anytime soon. So I wanted to just sit down and just do like a little chat with you guys, just giving you a bit of an update on everything that has been going on since I did my big update video about 2 or so months ago. I will link to it up above so you can go and check it out. Obviously, if you're new to my channel, hey, I'm Michelle, and I'm a homeschooling mom of 5 kids. We have 4 boys and 1 girl, and their ages are 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12. And this last year, this last school year in the fall was just kind of a whirlwind. It was just a lot of stuff happened, and it just really wasn't going very well. And so we decided that we wanted to change everything up. Again, if you're new to my channel, I don't normally sound like this. I just have a really bad cold. But like I said, I just wanted to sit down and have a little chat with you guys for a few minutes. So we decided that we were going to send our older 2 children to a local cottage school, or some people call it university model. It's kind of the same idea, but it's 2 days a week where they go to school, and then on the other 3 days at home, or 3 school days at home, they basically do whatever work they were assigned at the school. And the school that we chose is a classically based school that also has a hint of Charlotte Mason. So it is a very good fit for our family because that's basically kind of how we already homeschool and how we have been for several years. So the older 2 children are going there, and overall our experience has been really good. It's been really, really positive. But of course, coming in the middle of the school year has been a huge transition. One of the biggest struggles has been with Latin because they came halfway through the year in Latin. And while we have been doing Latin at home, the curriculum that we have used is very different than the curriculum that they're using at the school. And so they had, I think, like 14 or 15 weeks that they missed, which was all like vocabulary and grammar that they didn't have. And so they basically started out by being very, very far behind in Latin. So we are very slowly trying to catch back up with that, but it's a process and it's definitely taking a while. And so they're kind of behind. I think that as far as like the new content is concerned, I think they're doing okay. Obviously, they're at the same place that all the other kids are, but as far as all those weeks before, that they're just kind of behind. And so we had some issues with my daughter because we had to place her in a grade above because they didn't have any openings in 5th grade for her. So she's actually in the 6th grade class, and the director was concerned for a while that maybe she wasn't going to adjust well. But honestly, I think that she's doing just fine. We don't seem to be having any issues at home. I hope there's no issues going on at school. Obviously, I wouldn't know, and I would have to rely on her to tell me that, which she hasn't. So I think everything is going fine with her, and everything's going fine with my son. Just some, just getting used to things and getting comfortable and all of that. So it just takes time, and it's only been about a month and a half. There are a lot of really positive things that I love about this school. They do volunteering. They have already packaged meals for the homeless, for a local food pantry. What else have they done? They visited a nursing home. They've just done so many really cool things. It's just been really neat to see all the different things that they're being exposed to at the school. I really like it. It's things that we wouldn't be able to do as, just a regular homeschool family. So that's been really, really positive for us. And just this week, the kids had a Saturnalia festival, which is like an old Latin festival. And it was very basic, but they had like some Mediterranean snacks and things like that. And each of the kids had a recitation that they did. So they're, kind of being put out of their comfort zone too and doing recitations and things like that. So I really, really love that. And then on top of just adjusting to the new school, where now I'm having just 3 little boys home with me on Wednesdays and Fridays, it's been a bit of an adjustment, just kind of getting into the new rhythm of things, because for my older children, I don't really have to do any lesson planning anymore. All of their lessons, or all of their assignments, are just from the school. And so I've kind of had to completely change the way that I had been lesson planning and adjusting and all of that. And so that's still kind of a process. We're still working it out. I made another new planner. Shocking. That's all I ever do is make new planners. But I did. I made another new planner insert for my Happy Planner, so that way I could kind of make things work better for us the way that things are now. And then in the fall, we're actually going to be sending all 5 of our kids. And so one day a week, all 5 kids will be going to the school, and then on the other day, just the older 2 will still be going to school. So on top of all of the homeschool adjustments, we also started doing brain training with 2 of our children. Now, if you don't know anything about brain training, I will go ahead and leave a link down below so that you can go ahead and check it out, because I don't really feel like I can probably do it justice trying to explain it. If you're interested in knowing more about brain training, I've had several people ask me on Instagram about it. If you would like to learn more, please let me know in the comments below, and when we're like halfway through or done with the program, I can do a video update for you guys. So brain training for us, basically we found that two of our children were really struggling, two children who have some special needs were struggling academically and just kind of in life in general. The biggest thing was just they have processing delays. And I know I've shared this in another video, but one of our children has a basically like a learning delay because he has a very slow language processing ability. And so basically the brain training, one of the things it does, one of many things that it does, it basically helps to speed up your brain. And it is very intensive. That child particularly has to do 6 days of brain training a week. We take him 4 days to the actual facility, and then I am trained to be able to do 2 days at home with him. And then our other child is doing just 3 days at the facility. I'm not training him at home at all. And so it is, like I said, incredibly intensive. It's basically our life now. We do homeschool and we do brain training, and that's like our whole day, especially on Fridays when the kids are at school all day. We leave at 8 to go, or a little after 8, to go bring them there in the morning. Then I do homeschool with the kids. Then in the afternoon, I take my son over to his brain training. I have to drop him there, go over and get the kids from school, bring them back, and then we're there until almost 5 o'clock. So for my kids that are in the school, it is a very long day for them. And brain training is very intensive, and it's not easy, and it definitely pushes them. And so it can be very tiring. But I think that in the long run, to be able to process language faster and to be able to think more quickly and just overall have a better understanding of language and just how to basically deal with that. Because I feel like the most important thing to be able to do as a person is to be, as a person who is learning, is to be able to read and write. I mean, that's really like the most important thing. And if you have a language processing issue, or if you have any other types of issues that are being addressed here with the brain training, it makes it really hard. And I realized that for our older son, he had really terrible short-term and long-term memory. And he's incredibly intelligent, but he has just been having to work so much harder than everybody else because he's able to keep up with his peers, but he's just working so much harder to be able to actually retain all of this information. And so one of the things that I'm really excited about the brain training is that it's going to basically empower him. If he's able to remember things better and be able to know how to store them away in his brain better, I mean, he's just going to be capable of doing anything. So I think that's really exciting for him. And for our younger son, he struggles with language, and so this will definitely help him to do better in reading and writing and just speaking in general. He scores really high for cognition and long-term memory, like really high up in the 90 something percentile, but he isn't able to actually like get that information back out. So that's one of the things that they're working on with him, is being able to, obviously he can remember it, but he needs to be able to kind of spit it back out and explain it and all that. So that'll be really good for him to be able to learn how to do that. And on top of that, there's lots of other things too. I don't want to go too into detail with that, but just to say, like, it has been a really huge change. And even just learning about all of these, like, struggles that they've had, like just learning that all the things that they've been basically fighting against, which I know that we all have these issues too, but for some children or for some people, it's much greater. And so I'm really thankful that we were able to find this out and do this. It's definitely not easy. It's very intensive. It takes a lot of time, and it actually is pretty expensive. And so we've had to kind of make cuts in other places to be able to pay for this because we feel like this is really important for them. So that's a little update on the brain training. As far as homeschool is concerned, it's been a bit of a struggle. I personally think we have gotten colds over and over again. For whatever reason, we're just like passing around these stupid colds. It's not the flu, it's not pneumonia, it's nothing like dramatic. It's just these colds, we just keep passing them around. So I went and got new vitamins and things like that, and vitamin C for us, and just like elderberry syrup and gummies and different things to try to help us just stay healthier and drink more water and fluids and stuff like that, and just some other things as well. And so hopefully now that it's like almost spring, hopefully we'll be healthy from this point on. But obviously being sick definitely hurts homeschool. I was not even able really to do homeschool with the younger kids at the beginning of this week because I mean, if you have elementary, especially younger elementary school children, there's a lot of talking that's involved. I had no voice. I could not even talk to them. And they're not fluent enough readers that I could like write down all of the instructions or anything like that. And so it was very difficult. So the older kids, I was able to do their work with them. It wasn't as big of a deal, but I couldn't really do anything with the younger kids. So we've had to like skip a few days and miss some days just because I've been sick or they've been sick or whatever it has been. So this week has kind of just been a wash, and that's okay. That's kind of why I didn't really have any content on my channel, because I was really sick and I couldn't film. And so I thought I would just sit down now and just like chat with you guys and give you an update. So overall, everything for us is going well. It's just a lot of big changes, a lot of schedule routine changes, just kind of getting used to that. Like in the afternoons is when I used to get, things done around the house, like laundry or chores and things like that. And now we're not here like ever in the afternoons. I think it's just Wednesday afternoon is the only afternoon we're actually home. And so it's just been a change. It's been very different. We had years and years of years where like we had our downtime in the afternoon, and now we've lost that. I mean, I've done that since our kids were like babies. And so it's changing that up. And obviously as your children get older, things change in homeschool, but I still have little ones. I still have a 4-year-old. And so it's hard for him to have to be out and busy all the time and just have our schedule change. Sorry, I had an issue with my camera there for a second. So anyway, just to wrap it all up, that's just kind of a little quick update for you guys. Thank you to all of my new subscribers. I have so many new subscribers on my channel right now. Thank you so much for being here and for choosing to subscribe. And I'm definitely going to have lots of new content coming out soon, some fun collabs and just some other like homeschool tips and advice and things like that I hope you guys will enjoy. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that your homeschool year is going well this January, February, and March. I can't believe it's March. It's crazy. But I hope that you guys are all doing well. We're getting closer to the end. Don't allow yourself to get burnt out at this point. You can do this. And if you are feeling burnt out, I have a video about that. So I'll link to that up above for you. Make sure you go check it out. Thank you so much for watching my video, and I hope you guys have a great day.